Now, among the witnesses to this attack, a couple from this neighborhood were actually standing right in their front yard, right across the street from that synagogue. I spoke with Kim and Ken Harden just moments earlier. The two of you live right across the street.
We do.
From the synagogue here. You can see it from your front porch, from your window. You were here when this happened with a couple of your kids. Kim, tell me first, when did you first know something was wrong?
I was just getting ready for the day, and I heard the gunfire. I heard what sounded like a semi-automatic weapon, and I hollered down to Ken. He thought it might be construction, but by the time I got downstairs and started to get my kids downstairs, there were already police officers on the scene, and they were starting to draw their guns, and so I got everybody down into the basement.
So really, Ken, this was a quick response. Within minutes, officers were here with guns drawn.
Within minutes. We heard 5 repetitive shots. I stepped out on my porch. I heard 3 additional shots. And within minutes, police started to arrive. Police started to park in front of our house, and they were shielding themselves with their car. So we realized the situation was pretty serious.
Kim, you had 2 kids here and a friend,
Yes.
one of your child's friends, in the home as this is playing out. What's going through your mind as you're thinking about protecting them?
Yeah, obviously just to keep them safe. I locked our doors. I got them downstairs away from windows. It was a scary sound hearing that semi-automatic continue to happen. And at that point, I didn't know that it was at the synagogue across the street. I thought that might just be a random shooter on the street. So their safety was my first priority.
And how were the kids responding to all of this as you're rushing them down into the basement?
I think they were in unbelief, really. I mean, this is not a neighborhood where this sort of thing happens, but they listened. I think they understood the urgency of it. And we all just went downstairs and said prayers and hoped for the best. I mean, really, they were very serious and very quiet.
And Ken, I understand you actually shot some video on your cell phone and you were helping the officers. What did you do? What were you able to see?
About the time Kim went to the basement with the kids, 5 police officers appeared at our back door. I let them in, and they advised that they were going to use our 2nd floor. So the 5 police officers went upstairs, asked that I open the windows in our bedroom and obtain a chest-high dresser. So I found one in my son's room. Police officer and I took the drawers out, dragged the dresser in front of the window, and they perched their rifles on top of the dresser toward the synagogue.
So the officers actually used your home as a perch to be able to potentially take out the gunman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see anybody get shot in the process of all this?
We did see shooting taking place. Our youngest son said that he saw a police officer get shot. I don't know whether or not he did. It was certainly traumatic for a 10-year-old to see police with so many weapons and to hear the gunfire.
What do you tell your 10-year-old son when he says he saw an officer get shot?
You know, we just prayed. We just went downstairs and prayed for the victims. By that time, we knew that we weren't in danger, but it was our neighbors who were in danger. We have so many friends of so many faiths in this community. It's a very diverse, accepting community. He has so many Jewish friends, and I think that his concern was really for his friends at that time.
How long, they say that the gunman was inside the building for 20 minutes. How long did that feel like for you? It must have felt like an eternity.
It did. It felt like a couple of hours at least. I mean, it was just seemed non-ending, I think.
Kate and Ken, one more question I just wanted to ask you quickly. How does this community respond to such a tragedy?
Well, I think given that this is such an accepting, welcoming community, the fact that this could happen here means it could happen anywhere. Last night, the congregants had a prayer service outside the church, and I listened to the rabbi, and he advised that people remain positive and continue to love and to show that good overcomes evil. So I think they have a very positive, admirable approach to this.
Absolutely, a strong message.
Yeah.
Kim, Ken, we're so glad that you're safe, and thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Ken and Kim are still understandably shaken this morning. Once again, our thanks to the both of them.